Today we're going to be covering some of my favorite transitional fragrances from summer into fall. Let's get started. Fall is definitely my favorite time of year. It's cozy. I love Halloween. I love all the fun decorations that come out this time of year, and I just love that cozy feeling when things start getting cooler. I love wearing sweaters and just getting to feel all snuggled. You just light a nice cozy candle. So when we start getting to this time of year, I get a little bit more antsy. So these are all fragrances that help me feel a little bit more like we're getting to fall without necessarily feeling overpowering while still fitting the summer vibe a little bit. I'm going to start with some that are currently available, then we'll go into things that you might already have in your collection. In a few cases, I know a lot of people own them already, or they're things I think that these companies should bring back for this time of year. I know they won't, but I can dream. First thing we're going to talk about is Bath & Body Works' Ghoul Friend. This one started out as a candle as well as vampire blood, which we'll talk about next. But its scent notes are dark strawberry, ghostly peony, and spine-chilling citrus. So note-wise, it honestly gives me a lot more of a spring, summery vibe. But because it has that Halloween theming, it's nice to break out right away as soon as they bring it out, because they do have it out right now. Or even I use it all the way from spring going into fall. It's really nice when it's still hot out, but you want something that just feels like it's more fall. It's one of those silly things that, hey, because it has the Halloween theming, it makes it feel a little bit more like we're heading towards fall. So, love breaking this one out. Next one, similar vibe, but I honestly wear this one all year round, and that is Vampire Blood. Just because this one, it has that little bit of that plum deep note. These scents are red berries, night blooming jasmine, and petrifying plum. So because of that plum, it helps darken it just a tad while still keeping it nice and fruity. So that makes it honestly perfect for this time of year. It makes it still feel bright, but in a more cozy way. Between that and, again, the vampire theming, this kind of makes it feel a little bit more like we're heading towards fall. Both of these are honestly great. I kind of love the way Bath & Body Works tends to handle the Halloween scents, but they're still bright enough that even if it's still hot out where you are, you can still enjoy them and still feel that Halloween spirit. Next to our classic Bath & Body Works scents, you probably already have them. Honestly, a lot of people do. The first one is Forever Red, which scent notes are fiery pomegranate, red peony, rich vanilla rum, and dark wood. So that pomegranate to me is a similar note to plum, that it feels a little bit deeper than going for that straight, heavier, brighter scent. It helps just bring that scent down, calm it down a little bit more, and just makes it more cozy. And the other kind of silly reason why both of these next two scents for me also fit this transitional time of year is I've been a Taylor Swift fan since the year 2007. I love a lot of like metal, rock, and K-pop, but since Teardrops on My Guitar back when I was a little freshman in high school in 2007, I've always enjoyed Taylor Swift stuff. So Forever Red honestly makes me think of the album Red, which for most Taylor Swift fans is very much so a fall album. So this kind of fits that theming as well. That kind of feels like that transitioning into fall. A lot of the things with fragrance, it comes down to how your psyche feels about that fragrance. So it can be your memories with that fragrance that make it more this time of year. It can be the memories of those scent notes, and even just the names of fragrance and marketing around them. That's part of why marketing for fragrances is such a huge thing. That alone can really play into your senses on how you interpret it. So that's just a fun little side psychology note. This one and the next one, which is Be Enchanted. This one and another Bath & Body Works at Dark Kiss both kind of make me think of the album Speak Now, which for me was very much so a high school album. It came out my junior year, I believe, and these songs on it I just related to so hard most of that time frame in my life. So that very much so aligns also with this feeling like a fall scent because my brain goes back to school. This also does have the pomegranate note in it, as well as having that whipped vanilla. So the combination just kind of helps it have that little bit coziness while still keeping it very fruity and bright. So it's not too heavy for this time of year. And even so, it still has that coziness to it. That helps it feel like that transition time going into fall, even though it's still too hot for super pumpkin spicy gourmand scents. Now, the next scents Bath & Body Works hasn't really brought back much in a while, but I personally absolutely love them. If you have them in your collection, this is a great time of year to break these out. The first one is Beach Nights. Beach Nights scent notes are toasted marshmallow, sea salt breeze, s'mores accord, beach driftwood, and creamy vanilla. So that combination for me is a really nice cozy end of summer bonfire by the sea type vibe. It just feels like a perfect transition this time of year. Having that bonfire feel especially really feels like getting back into that fall time. This does also work really well for fall because of that. But adding in that sea salt note just kind of makes it feel more like that transition, that last time going to the beach before you have to go back to school. And it's still not too heavy of a vanilla to me because of the freshness that the sea salt breeze brings into it. It helps make it a little bit easier to transition into fall versus being a straight up heavier toasted marshmallow, which I recommend, but I've smelled those that they smell more on the burnt side. Whereas this has that little bit of freshness in the background of it that helps it make it a little bit more of a transition scent. So next one kind of brings in the brighter strawberry side of things is strawberry snowflakes. It is juicy strawberries, whipped cream, icy bergamot. This for me, because strawberry is a very summer fruit in my head, that alone helps it bring it back to being that warmer time of year. But because that nice, light, fluffy, creamy note to it, it starts bringing that strawberries covered in whipped cream feel, which just feels a little bit more cozy, a little bit more relaxing by a fire, eating a snack before bed. Just that nice, cozy feel to it. So that for me makes this much more of a good transition into fall scent, as well as it is really great during the winter. It comes out sometimes during Christmas time. That's the whole like snowflakes part of it. But because it's more of a whipped cream versus something like strawberry pound cake, which for me is a little bit too heavy, I'm personally not a fan of it for that. But this one has a much lighter, fluffier note to it that makes it much better for this time of year to me. Next, we have one that I really wish that Bath and Body Works would bring back, and that is coconut candy apple. It still has that apple scent that's very bright and fruity. It's not like a fresh laundry type apple. And it has that coconut that adds a little creaminess. It's not really a super heavy coconut. It's more like adding a cream note to it, but it still feels really bright and really fruity. So it still feels like summer in that sense, but because it's apple, it starts pulling your brain a little bit towards fall without necessarily being a caramel apple or apple cinnamon. It doesn't have that like heavier baked note to it. So that makes it much nicer of a transition time scent. It smells a lot more just like that, picking fresh apples and having like a coconut soda with or something. I know it's very specific, but that's just kind of the vibes that I get from this one. I wish Bath and Body Works would bring this back because it's such a nice transitional scent going into fall. Is probably my favorite of these, honestly, and I wish they would bring it back so more people could have this. But if you have it, this is a great time to break it out. Next three scents I'll be talking about are all from Victoria's Secret Pink. They are all currently not available, but I really wish that they would bring them back. And if you have them in your collection, this is a great time to bring them back out. And one of these you might not have thought of for this time of year, so we'll start with that. And that is their scent, Cinna Drizzle. I wish they would bring this one back. It more so smells like the icing on top of the cinnamon roll. So it's kind of that powder sugary, but creamier. It's more of a light sugary scent versus it being like a heavy dense cinnamon roll. That makes it perfect for pairing with other scents. That kind of brings in that element of coziness without feeling like you are overwhelming it, without feeling like you're making it to a super heavy gourmand. So if you have this one, breaking it out and pairing it with your other scents to help bring it a little bit more closer to that fall season is amazing for that. I really wish they would bring this one back, honestly. The next one is honestly interchangeable with Bath and Body Works' Dark Kiss for me, and that is Haunt Mess, which this one is a really nice, cozy, dark blackberries, midnight jasmine, mystic woods. This also pairs really well with vampire blood personally, and because it has that woods, it helps darken it up a little bit more, while still feeling light enough that this time of year you can still get away with it, especially as we get more and more into fall. So love wearing this one. And last is a sister scent to the first scent that I brought up, which was Ghoul Friend, and that is Good Ghoul. Also strawberries. It's also strawberries. It has poppies, and then it has the candy floss instead of the citrus. But it still ends up having that very nice, bright strawberry floral scent. So honestly, I like pairing those two together. If you have this one, great time of year to break out. Honestly, I love wearing this also from spring through fall, but it definitely has that really nice brightness to it while still having that feel like you're going into fall. Especially when it's super hot. You might not want things yet that smell like super smoky or dark. It still has that bright feeling while playing into that psychology of still feeling like you're heading towards Halloween, even if it doesn't feel like it quite yet. Yeah, those are my favorite transitional scents heading into fall. So guys, if you like those fragrances, let me know. If you have your own favorite fragrances that help get you from that summer to fall transition, let me know below. See if I can get some more inspiration from y'all.